What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger from my people. Y'all know the vibes by now, man. Big episode unveiling and previewing those South Carolina women's basketball Gamecocks. Now that we have the unofficial, official non-conference schedule. With no further ado, kick back, relax, and take a ride with
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So we know Ashton Watkins will not be with this team, and I still would put them no lower than 2 in the country, and absolutely, firmly in the running for the national championship. Now, I went over the SEC schedule a couple months back, but now we got the non-conference schedule, man, and y'all know Coach John Staley always makes sure her squad is battle-tested. So on November 3rd, they got Grand Canyon University. November 7th, Bowling Green. They got Clemson at home as well. Interstate rivalry right there. Not much of a rivalry because South Carolina be giving them the business, but I'm just saying. They also have a neutral territory game against USC, the other USC. And y'all saw my video, my preview on them. Kennedy Smith as well as Jazzy Davidson. Davidson will definitely be one of the best dynamic duos in the country. Another in-state matchup with Winthrop. Then right there, Queens College. They got Duke in the non-conference tournament as well, which could lead to a matchup with Texas or UCLA, two teams that the Gamecocks are very familiar with, two of the most talented teams in the country. Do not sleep on that road matchup on December 4th against Louisville. A lot of talent coming back from them. North Carolina Central, one of the most historic HBCUs around, December 7th. We know Coach Don Staley loves to get an HBCU on the schedule. December 14th, Penn State at home. Then they go to play USF December 18th. Florida Gulf Coast December 20th. Providence at home December 28th. And then they got Georgia State, for their final January 15th non-conference schedule. Now, obviously looking at this, man, Clemson you can't overlook just because it's an interstate rivalry. USC without Juju Watkins still got London Jones, still got Jazzy Davidson, the number one freshman in the country coming in, walking bucket, and you still got Kennedy Smith who's returning, so don't sleep on them. Queens, solid program. Duke absolutely gave South Carolina a run last year and the year before. They always play these teams tough. And then you got Texas or UCLA, the two other top 5 teams in the country. Louisville, man, that is a sneaky game. That is a game that could really provide some challenges for this group. Louisville bringing back a lot of talent, and I think they surprised some people last season. But good non-conference schedule, still going to be battle-tested, and they face superstar freshman, now rising sophomore, Keone McMiller, as well as Penn State and their new rejuvenated squad. Now, I've been looking through some just different polls, different outlooks, and I found this one from 94 Feet, a trusted source of women's basketball on X that I follow, with the projected lineup. Now, they're starting Raven Johnson, obvious, at point guard. Tania Laston at shooting guard, obvious. Now, this was an interesting one. They're projecting Joyce Edwards to play the 3 at small forward. Now, she does have that skill set. We saw she has been working on the handle in the Mary Cup. We saw how she was attacking the perimeter, hitting threes, getting to her spots, hitting the pull-up. So this is very, very interesting. Very big lineup, too, man. You got Joyce at 6'3", Chloe 6'3", 6'4", Medina Okot 6'5", 6'6", probably closer to 6'6". That is going to be a big lineup. You bring back Raven Johnson, the floor general, is going to be the key to ignition. Nia Laston out there, number 1 scorer in Division I in the last season in the country, led everybody in scoring. She is the most talented guard that maybe has been coached under Coach Don Staley since the likes of Alicia Gray. Just walking bucket, can playmate too, man. Let's not let's not undervalue her playmaking ability, averaging over 4 assists last year. She could definitely be that combo guard role. She's good in the pick and roll, can get her shot from anywhere on the court, and is just a dynamic creator off the bounce. She will be the number 1 scoring option for this team. You got Joyce Edwards, superstar sophomore, that at times led this team She battled through double teams. She saw some ups and downs, some inconsistencies. We wanted to see her finish better around the basket, add a little bit more burst, and just get better with the decision making and the playmaking ability. I think she's taken major strides, and that American Cup performance really showed us that. One of the top scorers in the entire tournament. You got Chloe Kitts, who I think could be in the running for Player of the Year as well, with Laston, man. She was leading this team in rebounding and scoring for a chunk of the season. Took a step back, but when she was called out, she played big. This is her year. This is her time to take over and possibly be that number one scoring option down low in the post. We've seen her working on her handle. We've seen her working on the jump shot. She's already been a solid three-point shooter. She extended the range. She's good off the catch and shoot. But now she's really, really putting in work on the handle as well, taking her defender off the dribble, getting to the cup, just getting better with the ball, man, off the bounce. I love what we see. Ladino Cott had a 20 and 20 game last season. She will be the rim protection that they were missing when Ashlyn Watkins went out. Big, physical, has played in the SEC, and a player that is really just scratching the surface, man. She's still raw, but big body, really can plug the paint and be an enforcer down there. Bother shots, block shots. She will lead this team in rebounding as well, and she's a reliable post presence. Also, she runs the floor well, and she's going to be a player that I think could be key in a potential national championship run. Now, obviously, this was put out before Ashlyn Watkins stepped away from basketball for the year. So, biggest, I guess you would say, reserve players. Tessa Johnson has a chance to be sixth player of the year in this conference. Best three-point shooter on this squad. She could possibly be in that starting lineup at the three as well. These are just projections, so nothing here is finalized, and I'm not saying that this will be the starting lineup. This is just projections that I'm breaking down. Tessa Johnson, though, one of the better 3-and-D players in the country. We were missing out on Tournament Tessa last year, man. I think she comes in with a chip on her shoulder and with something to prove. You got Adele Tack, who, with the addition of Okad, definitely doesn't have to be thrown into the fire and can take her time to continue to develop at a comfortable pace. She is just scratching the surface. But when you hear Coach Don Staley talk about Tack in practice, just her ability to score down low, her size, great hands, and her feel for the game, her IQ, they are very high on Tack, and it's only a matter of time before she really has everything coming together and clicking. Maddie McDaniel, backup point guard for this group, Mighty Mouse, runs the show. She is the prototypical Don Staley point guard, man. She can get to the cup at will. I want to see her finish more of those layups because nobody can really stay in front of her when she's getting downhill in attack mode. She can shoot the three, good in the pick and roll, and I could see her being right behind Raven Johnson, second in assist on this team as well. I see an uptick in playing time for her. Miriam Dowda, some people were unsatisfied with her. Now, she had a big game in the NCAA tournament. She can, with her shooting ability and her size and her athletic ability and her length, she can be a walking mismatch. She had some ups and downs, but we gotta give her some grace, man. We're talking about a player that's coming into a new system that was in a stacked front court and really just did her best to adjust and find a spot in this rotation. You got Isla McDowell as well, who played big. She was in the she was in the American Cup tournament with Brazil. Salute to her just being around pros like Dantas, like Cardosa, picking up those habits. And also, man, I don't want to forget about Acott as well, man. Makira Acott, 6'3" point guard, who also will be, I think, a potential contributor from day one on this team with her length, her defensive ability, and her playmaking. She's legitimately a 6'2", 6'3" point guard. You do not see that often in women's college hoops, but her length, her court vision, her versatility will be relied on. McDowell, three-level scorer, tenacious defender and competitor, man. Like, she wants to rip your heart out. She absolutely has that dog in her. They have the ceiling as a natty, floor as the Elite Eight. I think an Elite Eight would be a failure for this team, and I know Gamecocks feel the same way. But this team is one of the most talented teams. There's depth. I know they missed out on a couple of transfers that they wanted in the portal, but at the same time, I mean, there's no glaring weaknesses with this team. Yeah, Ashlyn Watkins, we're not going to overlook the fact that she's one of the most athletic bigs in the country. She is a dominant force on the defensive end, an intimidator, and has been a valuable contributor for this team the last 2 years. Salute to her for putting her mental health first. She's been through a lot off the court. She's taken herself out of basketball for a while to just focus on her. So salute to her. She would be a big addition coming back next season. But this season, I think the Gamecocks have everything they need to win the title. Nice, solid non-conference schedule. Not as crazy as last year. And we kind of figured that when they weren't rewarded with the number one overall seed. Don Staley said they might tone it down a little bit. Still a lot of stiff competition. Love they're playing Duke again. Love we could see Texas or UCLA early in the season. Still some big matchups. Love that they're playing USC. Love that they're playing Louisville. Like, there's still some very, very big matchups in this non-conference schedule, and we know they're battling the likes of Texas, Tennessee, Oklahoma, LSU, of course, and the SEC is going to be a gauntlet. But I think this is a favorable schedule, and I think that anything less than a national championship appearance is going to be a letdown for this program. And Gamecocks fans have grown accustomed to being in that national championship game. Now, it will not be an easy road by any means. The SEC got better. A lot of teams around the country got better. And it's not going to be a cakewalk by any means. But I don't see South Carolina losing more than 3 games. I really don't. I could see maybe Texas, LSU. Maybe this is the year they get them. USC possibly. UCLA early in the season got them last year. Maybe that's going to be a tough matchup. Or Texas, who beat them last year. 2 teams that beat them last year. They will have to play one of them. So it'll be interesting to see how they make those adjustments, man. But I'm excited for the season. This is just the preview, first preview. We're going to preview UCLA next. I got Texas on the schedule as well. LSU, Ole Miss, Oklahoma. So we're going to be previewing a lot of teams, man. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Until next time, my people, we out.